Before you can even think about boarding that Princess cruise, you're gonna have to check in. Today, I'm going step by step to complete the online portion to ensure a smooth boarding process. Green lane, blue lane, what does it all mean? Don't worry, we'll go over all of it. Check-in opens up 60 days before the sailing, and if you're a procrastinator like me, then it closes 24 hours before you set sail. Please finish it before then. The first thing you're going to want to do is head to the Princess website, and here on Princess there is actually a ocean-ready guide on how to complete your check-in process. So I have the PDF opened up right here. You can download it, you can look it on the website, it's all there, it's a flyer. I'm glad that they do this to make it much more easier. But here, step 1, plan your trip in a cruise personalizer. That means book all your flights and transfers, book excursions before they fill up, register for youth and teen centers, upgrade to Princess Plus or Premier, all that stuff. Take care of that there. And then they want you to download the Princess app, which is a good idea to have it because a lot of the Medallion technology, which is the unique thing about Princess, runs through the app while you're on board. Obviously, then the next step is to make your payment, plan your activities and dining once it's all done, and then complete the ocean-ready travel checklist, which is the step that we should be at right here. You've booked your cruise, you've done all that stuff, and now it's time to check in. We're going to be through the last few steps of the Princess check-in process. So the first thing you want to do is go to princess.com, and this is going to be the homepage of Princess, and right here, I've already logged into the account. We're going to go to Manage Booking, and we're going to go straight to Check-in. Now, in case if you haven't gotten to this point and you have never linked your cruise reservation to your Princess account, this is a good time to do that. So here's all the information to access your booking. Just gonna enter that in really quickly because apparently I haven't done this before. Thanks, Princess. But in case if you didn't, now you will know how to do that. You're gonna need your first name, your last name, your birth date, which is all information that you should know. And then you're going to need your reservation number, which we're gonna block out so you cannot access it yourself. This is my reservation, leave it alone. Boom, now we have the reservation linked. You can make a payment, you can go to excursions, packages, spa, Wi-Fi, food, drinks, all that stuff is there for you, but really what we're looking for is the check-in. Now, Princess would prefer you to do this through the app, and we will go over the app really quickly in case you're interested in that process, but I like desktop a little bit better. It's just a lot easier for me, especially in recording scenarios, it works better. So we're gonna check in right here. It's a little hidden in the top right, and you're gonna want to complete the required ocean-ready check-in process. Princess is trying to make the check-in process seamless, so when you arrive in, you can get aboard as fast as possible. Try to do it through the app. So you're gonna want to download the Princess app and do it there. I prefer to do the desktop, so we're gonna hit try our web version instead if you want to do the desktop version. It's a little hidden. They try to make it seem like you have to do it through the app. You do not have to. So if you like to do everything on the website, this is the best way to do so. What it's going to ask for is personal information, payment method, passenger contract, travel documents, security photo, and order your medallion. We're going to go ahead and do that step by step. I've actually gone ahead and done all of this information filling out, so you don't have to watch me do it slowly. But basic information, your first, your last name, your birthday, it should already be pretty much filled out in advance when you come in, just to make sure everything is correct. Then we're gonna go down to contact method. This is where you're gonna wanna input your information, your email, phone number, and you can opt in for travel alerts. I do recommend it in case if something goes wrong with the ship, there's a late boarding or whatever might be, they will send you text messages on the day of. Good idea to check that as opt in because you never know. Then the next part is going to be residency, pretty straightforward. It's going to ask for some basic information of what your country of birth is, where you live. And in my case, same citizenship as residency, and then input in all your home address and whatnot there. And last but not least is the emergency contact. And you're going to want to find someone who is not going to be going on the cruise, and that they can call, and in case if something were to happen on the cruise, they need to get a hold of you. If the worst were to happen, they can let your emergency contact know, make decisions on what to happen, or to give you another option for them to contact in case of emergencies. I have never seen them use this number, but I have heard stories it is possible. So pick someone that you rely to pick up the phone. It's just going to ask for what type of relationship, their phone number and email address, which I have to answer right now. And like that is all the basic information. We're gonna go ahead and save it. And we're gonna move on to the next portion, which is payment method. Now, what we're talking about with payment method is we're talking about shipboard and on shore side. Pretty simple. All you have to do is insert in your credit card information for a shipboard account. Everything's gonna be run through the Medallion, so you're not gonna take physical cash, or you're not gonna even be taking a credit card to and from throughout the ship. All of it is done through that Princess Medallion, which is your room key, your charger card, all of it in that Medallion technology. And so they want you to set up an account by adding a credit card or any other payment method that you might have. You can add a payment. They take all of the basic credit cards, and in case if you really want to, you can add other people on your reservation to one account. So if you have one card, you're a parent and you're dealing with kids, you can set up all your kids to be under your account. Simple as that. And the reason why there's a shipboard and shoreside is just to let you know, the really cool thing about you booking a Princess cruise is your Medallion technology actually gets you, when you're inshore, there's certain stores that have partnered with Princess in advance, and you can pay with the Medallion in those stores. So you're on land. Imagine you're walking through the streets of Alaska. You come up to a store and you see a sticker that says Medallion Pay. You can walk into that store and you can charge whatever you buy onto your account that you set up with this portion. Pretty cool stuff. I really like it. It eliminates the use of having to have cash, eliminates you having the use to carry around your wallet, though I would recommend still doing that because not all stores are partnered. So in case there's something that is not partnered and you want to buy, then obviously you're going to have to take it. But just for the convenience, it is a really cool thing Princess is doing, and it's unique. Only Princess does this. That's it. Shipboard, shoreside. Hopefully that all makes sense. I recommend using a credit card. Do not use a debit card because they are going to put a hold on that account, which means if you are using a debit card, they're going to put, let's say, a hold of $200. So they're taking $200 account. Of course, it'll be refunded if you don't use it, but the inconvenience of your bank account having $200 less, I don't like it. I'd rather just put a hold on a credit card where it's just a temporary charge and they will release it. You don't lose any money. You're not going to get charged any money unless you, of course, use it. Then the passenger contract, all of the basic information that you're signing. I mean, you could read all of it. It's a lot. It does say to please read carefully. As you can tell, I'm not reading it whatsoever, but you should read it and let me know what I'm signing my life away to, because that'd be important to know. But it's all your basic information of do not sue Princess or something like that. Read the fine print and then you confirm it. I understand. You acknowledge it. It is required. You do have to understand what you're getting yourself into and what you're signing yourself into. So do read it. It is required. You cannot get out of it. The contract is necessary. And next up on the list is the travel documents. So you need to make a decision beforehand what kind of documents you're going to be using. Me personally, I will be using my passport. It is the highest form of travel documentation to use. I recommend getting a passport. It is more convenient. It's simpler. But in case if you're on a closed loop sailing, which means you're starting in the US and ending in that same US port. So let's say, for example, you're starting, in this case, we're going out of Los Angeles and we're ending in Los Angeles. That is what is considered a closed loop cruise. It's also not going to a far foreign port. It's going to Mexico, Canada, the Caribbean, Bahamas, all of those close by foreign ports. That is a closed loop sailing. Double check to make sure what your sailing is. But if that is the case and you are a US citizen or resident, you do not need a passport. You could use a birth certificate and a form of ID to prove who you are. You can use a green card is an acceptable form of travel documentation. There's a whole list on Princess's website. Go through it, see what applies to you, what you have and what you need, and make sure you use it, you input it here, and you bring it. The most important is you bring it to the port on the day of your boarding. You are going to need the documentation. Yes, they're taking the picture of it, you're inputting a picture of it, you're inputting the information, that's great, but you do need to bring it on the day of your arrival. Hopefully that makes sense. Please do not forget it, or else you will be denied boarding. Then the next part is the security photo. They're going to be using the photo for crew to recognize you around the ship, and they can assist you at the port and yada yada. And it's also security, so when you check in and out, they realize that you are who you are and your picture has to match who you look like. And so I recently took a picture of myself right here. I look pretty cool. You can tell I'm here in the studio filming. Pretty cool stuff. Doesn't have to be too fancy, just got to be a portrait of yourself, but place yourself in the center of the frame. Be sure to have ample lighting so they can see you clearly. Face forward towards the camera, do not put yourself at an angle, and please remove any obstructive accessories such as hats or masks. So we're all good with that. That picture does fulfill all of the required guidelines for the photo, and so I just took it here. Pretty cool, isn't it? And then last but not least, which is the difference between a blue lane and green lane that we talked about in the intro. So, unfortunately, due to the time that we were filming this and when I checked in and when we booked this cruise, we were unable to order our medallions. So you can actually order your medallion ahead of time, ship it to your address. And so when you walk into the port, you could already have your medallion, which is your replacement for your room key, all that stuff. And you could simply check in. They're gonna check your passport, look at you are who you are. You already have your medallion, so you're pretty much gonna be good to go really quickly. You board, that's green lane. Blue lane is for everybody else. So if you do not have your medallion, you have not completed the online check-in, you are just showing up to the port without the medallion, then you are going to be blue lane. And what that means is, well, you did all the check-in like we are doing here in this case, but they're gonna have to go locate your medallion in the port. Don't worry if you don't have it, that's okay, because they will have it for you in the port and they'll be able to give it to you for boarding. So it'll just be a part of the check-in process when you're there in port. Not that big of a deal. It does take a few extra minutes for them to go locate, they have to go sort through all the medallions they have, find yours, and then bring it to you. Not that big of a deal. It does add a little bit of extra time in the check-in process. So if you are one of those people who love to get on board as soon as they possibly can and get through it all, then unfortunately, not having the medallion is going to slow you down. So then I would recommend ordering the medallion in advance. The one thing to note that has changed with Princess is it used to be included in Princess Plus and Premier packages. It is no longer included in the Princess Plus and Premier package. In fact, you are going to have to pay for shipping, no matter what category you are in. Some people say that the $10 of shipping is worth the extra cost, and while I may agree that it could save you a few minutes in port, I don't necessarily love the idea of having to spend even more to get a medallion, to spend a few less minutes in port. It could be a huge difference, depends on what everyone's doing on board. But to me, the convenience fee isn't necessarily worth it. Though a lot of people would argue with me and say it is the best money they've ever spent. It's not really that expensive, stop complaining. It really all depends on who you are. Me personally, I would save the $10, save it for a drink, and go ahead and board. It is unfortunate that it's no longer included in the Plus program. I really wish it was still. But cruise cost-cutting programs, that's how it goes. That's what they do. As time goes on, we get less stuff. It is what it is, just so you're aware. Maybe you've cruised Princess in the past and you wanted to see an update, and maybe this is a surprise to you, or maybe you had no idea Princess Plus and Premier was supposed to have it. Either way, now you know. So you do have to order that in advance. Unfortunately, we're about a week away from our cruise, which is really unfortunate because I haven't gotten that done yet. So that means we cannot order a medallion. Even if I had the money for it, even if I was willing and wanting, I was not able to do it. So that is one of the advantages of checking in extremely early. You can order your medallion, make sure you get it on time, and you have the option to order it. Unlike me, who waited, and there's no option to order the medallion. I will just have to go to the port, and it's not that big of a deal to me. That is all the basic check-in information to fill out. Order medallion is going to be an exclamation mark because we didn't order one, so unfortunately that'll never be completed, and the payment method will be outstanding until the entire room is taken care of. I have 2 other people that I'm going to be traveling with that have not finished their check-in process, so that is why it's going to notify me as not being completed. A little annoying, but it is what it is. And so now that we finished all the information, that's pretty much all we can do at this portion of the website. Alright, so we've gone back to that initial page with the check-in, and same thing again. Right here is located try our web version, which we completed. Now that we've completed our check-in, we can go to our print travel summary. It's going to take us to the documents, which this is where you're going to want to find your luggage tag. Print your luggage tag in advance, print it out, go ahead and fold it and attach it to your luggage. So when you arrive, it's one more thing taken care of. You hand the porters your bag when you get to the port. They'll take it and you'll meet the luggage back when you get to your room. It's a great process, super easy. So that's about all we can do on the website. While it was pretty easy to go step by step, they really want you to use the app version. It is a lot more UI friendly. It's a lot more cleaner looking. It's not as clunky as having to go to a different web page and come back. It's all straightforward in the app. So let's go ahead and take us to the app. So we're going to go straight to the Princess app. Alrighty, so as you can see, we're 7 days away from embarkation, which I know we're a little last minute. I'm getting this in right at the bell pretty much. So here we can find check-in is right on the front page. Click check-in. It'll load a little bit and you're gonna come to traveler information, go to traveler checklist, and this is the exact same thing as we saw on the website. Exact same steps. You just click tap one by one and go through filling out that same information, taking a photo, all that stuff. Easy, seamless, really good. I like it, not too bad. Same thing right here is the order medallion, which unfortunately we cannot do. That's not going to be an option for us. And that is all the stuff. Then optional information is going to be your arrival information. And basically what it's asking for here is how you're going to be arriving to the port, what time you're getting there to the cruise, all that stuff, how you're getting there. Are you flying? Are you using a private transfer? Are you using Princess transfers? Whatever that is, input your information. And this is where you kind of get the arrival groups. But actually, arrival times have been eliminated from Princess. So they don't actually use arrival times. It is not necessarily necessary. So you could skip this portion. Maybe you want to give this information so Princess has a better understanding of how you're getting there. And that's great. But there's no real arrival times. Like other cruise lines will have, you have to arrive at 11:30. You have to arrive at 12. They have a more simple, seamless process where you kind of arrive in a wider range of time. So that's the arrival groups. That's what it's about. That's what they're asking for. They're going to ask for all the information, how you're arriving, your flight information, your hotel information, whatever it is that you're coming to. We're driving, so it's not that big of a deal. We're coming in a private car, we're parking, all that good stuff. Pretty simple, straightforward. That's all we have for our check-in process of it. The thing that really matters, if you scroll over a few, right? So we saw check-in over here on the left. We come over to boarding pass, click on the boarding pass, and this is your boarding pass that you're gonna be using to board the ship. And as you can see, it says blue lane. It gives us our cabin number. There's no arrival group assigned for us. And one thing that says, have your passport visible upon arrival and pick up your medallion at the terminal. Gives you all the information that you need. This is what you need to arrive at the port. You show them this, they'll scan you in, you have your passport, and it makes your check-in process even more seamless. If you happen to have the medallion, then they would scan your medallion, even more seamless than that. And then over here, all the way on the right is your luggage tags. That same thing that we found on the website. It's available on the phone, but the thing about that is I don't really know how to print from my phone. So that portion would probably you want to do on a computer, desktop, or laptop, or maybe you got to print it through Staples or something like that. However your setup is, you can get it on your phone as well. So the entire process is available no matter whether you're in the desktop or whether you're in the app. So either option is great. I have my preference of desktop, but if you have a preference of the app, you're more tech savvy, then it is a seamless process here as well. Princess doing a great job in making the boarding process and check-in process as quick and seamless and painless as possible. Though I've had a few technical hiccups. Loading has been really unfortunate. It is what it is. It's a part of the process. Bring your patience, set some time aside, get your check-in process done so that way you can have a better time when you arrive in port. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them down below in the comment section. I will do all my best to answer all the questions you guys have, and hopefully you have an amazing Princess cruise. Tell me all about it down below as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully it helped. As always, this is not a goodbye because you know what? It's just a see ya real soon. Our Princess cruise in 7 days.